Fox Sports.
You think it's hot outside? The Rays are setting the Trop on fire. Big-time hitting streaks, big-time home run streaks, and some big-time D. All of that has the hometown boys flying high. Strap yourself in. You don't know what's going to happen next. This afternoon from Tropicana Field, the Checkers Citrus Series continues. This Game 3 of the series as the Tampa Bay Rays play host to the Florida Marlins. The Rays and the Marlins have divided the first two games of this series, and the Rays continue to run first in sole possession of first place in the American League East. A full game ahead of New York, 4 games up on third place Boston. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us. Well, the Rays have gone 3-2 on the homestand, and if you back it up to the last day of the last road trip in Texas, the Rays have won 4 of 6, and not so accidentally, the Rays have scored 45 runs in those 6 games, and that coincides with the offensive surge of Sean Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's really been on fire lately. A 13-game hitting streak coming into today's action. And, you know, he's hitting a few home runs. He's dragging some bunt base hits. He's driving in some runs. You see his numbers right there over this hitting streak. 30-91, 3 home runs, 4 doubles, 11 runs driven in, and 11 runs scored for good measure. He homered last night. And all that being said, he has played an outstanding second base to complement up the middle with Reed Grignac, too.
And they feel pretty good about having the tall right-hander Jeff Neiman on the mound. He's undefeated this year, 2-0 with a sub-2 earned run average here at Tropicana Field.
Well, you know, for Jeff, he pitches smart. I think he really gets pitch sequencing, you know, what hitters are trying to do to him and when to go inside, when to throw the breaking ball behind the count. He's got the whole arsenal of pitches, and you look at his numbers, 6-0, 2.48, one of the leaders in the American League, 207 batting average against, and he just flat out pitches, and he minimizes the pitch count, which enables him to go deep into the game. He just came off a shutout, 9 innings against the Toronto Blue Jays.
And that 248 earned run average, the 4th best in the American League, to go with his record of 6-0 overall. Rodriguez with a hitting streak. Neiman is undefeated. Carlos Peña has a home run streak. We'll hear more about that and the home run challenge when we return. The Rays and the Marlins from Tropicana Field coming up next.
Major League Baseball.
As selected games, each home run raises thousands of dollars for prostate cancer research. Today, every home run hit is worth $14,000 in the Home Run Challenge. To donate, call 800-798-CURE, or you can visit PCF, www.pcf.org. In last night's game, the Rays hit 3 home runs. The Marlins hit a home run. That was a total of $56,000 raised for the Prostate Cancer Foundation and research. Now, last night, Carlos Peña has been donating even more money. Peña continues on the incredible roll as he has now hit a home run in 6 straight games. It was 1 week ago today in Texas when he started the streak, as Peña now has set a new Tampa Bay Rays record with home runs in 6 in a row. How about Los? 7 home runs during that time. There's the first one against the Texas Rangers, just clearing the right field wall. And then against the lefty Brian Talent for the Toronto Blue Jays. Peña pulled one over the right field wall. He would hit 2 in one game against Toronto, including a grand slam. This one against Sean Camp went into the lime wedge there in the Corona Beach Bar, the newly named lime wedge. There was one off the Batter's Eye Restaurant. Anibal Sanchez, he hit one just over the lime wedge. And how about this one with James Shields' reaction as he hits it over the right field wall. And Shields and Price are fired up. They did get the baseball for Carlos Peña, as it was a new franchise record. 6 games in a row, 2 shy of the Maple League record. It is a Citrus Series matchup presented by Checkers. The Marlins and the Rays wrapping up a 3-game set on a kid's Sunday afternoon. We'll have all the action next in high definition. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Up game of this series, and today's Rays broadcast on Sun Sports is presented in beautiful HD by H.H. Gregg. Rays have taken the field. 3-2 on the homestand. Let's take a look at the Florida Marlins starting lineup this afternoon. They'll have at the top of the lineup the red-hot Chris Coghlan. 6 of 8 for the series. He'll be followed by Gabby Sanchez, and then Hanley Ramirez, the shortstop, hits third. The designated hitter in the cleanup position, Jorge Cantu. Dan Uglas at second base. Cody Ross will hit sixth again and play center field. Mike Stanton, and a 20-year-old right fielder, batting seventh ahead of the third baseman Wes Helms. Ronnie Polino, the catcher, will bat ninth.
Marlins lineup will face Jeff Neiman this afternoon. 12 starts overall, 1 complete game. The shutout against the Toronto Blue Jays in his last outing. 6-0 with a 2.48 earned run average. 80 innings pitched, 207 batting average against. Just been absolutely outstanding and the most consistent starter overall so far. He, along with David Price, in the rotation. The defense behind Jeff Neiman today. Carl Crawford in left and B.J. Upton in center. Ben Zobrist once again in right field. Kevin Longoria at third and Reed Brignac at shortstop. Sean Rodriguez at second base. Carlos Peña at first base. And Kelly Shopik gets the start behind the plate, doing the game calling for Jeff Neiman.
Jeff Neiman making his 13th start with a complete game. And our Toyota trend when it comes to complete games, Neiman tends to make those shutouts, complete game shutouts since 09. Roy Halladay now with the Phillies, formerly, as you know, with the Blue Jays, 7. And Jeff Neiman right there next with 3, along with Zach Greinke and Joel Pinheiro. Jeff coming off that 2-hitter in 114 pitches his last time out. A 2-hit shutout over the Blue Jays. And he walked just 1 while striking out 6. Freddie Gonzalez, the skipper of this Florida ball club. The Marlins right now running 4th in the National League East. 2 games under 500 at 30 and 32. Here's Coughlin, and the first pitch of this game is a ball. Up and away. Darryl Cousins is calling the balls and strikes, and he will make you earn a strike if you're out there on the mound.
Yes, he will. If you're going to get an outside corner strike, it's going to be on the outside corner.
There's a strike, and the count is 1-1. Darryl Cousins, better than 30 years of major league experience. Coughlin fouls it back. 1-2. Neiman has been very methodical in his approach to pitching, and it has worked out extremely well.
I think he really has a good feel for what the hitter's trying to do to him.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
And what I mean by that is he gets it when to go inside, when to throw his spike curveball, when to throw his slider. He minimizes the pitch count in his philosophy. He'll let the defense work for him.
And a wave and a miss. He strikes out Coughlin on a fastball up. So he retires a very hot hitter to start this game.
Yeah, he saw that Coughlin's been hitting some slow breaking balls into left center field, so he decides just to go up the ladder on Chris. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's by design. That's not an accident going up in the zone there to see Phil Chase, and he did.
One away, and Gabby Sanchez. Pitch inside. Sanchez had a base hit in the walk last night. A very big night here in game 1 of the series when he hit 2 home runs for the first time in his career. Drove in 6 runs. Breaks his bat, hits a looper into short left center. That's going to fall in front of Crawford. And Sanchez is aboard. 1 out base hit.
Yeah, they tried to go inside, and he did get in on him, but he just drops it over the head of Reed Brignac in front of Carl Crawford. First base hit of the game.
Hanley Ramirez will bat. So Neiman works out of the stretch here with Sanchez aboard. That used to be more of a challenge for Neiman than it has been lately, although we've seen a couple times in his outings when he makes that transition from the full windup to the stretch, it takes him a pitch or two to get linked up exactly the way he'd like to be.
Yeah, it does. We saw that most notably really in Seattle on that West Coast trip where he threw 11 balls in a row, and then he gathered himself and ended up putting some zeros up there and got deep into the game.
1-0 the count to Ramirez. He lines it back into left. That's going to be over Crawford's head. He'll play it off the wall. It's going to be a double for Ramirez as Sanchez goes to third. So the Marlins threaten right here. They threatened and scored a run in the first inning last night, as they did on Friday night.
Well, they're trying to go inside, and it was in, but he's all over that 91 fastball. It was in, but not enough. More middle in. Lucky that one didn't go out of the ballpark. That was a cookie to hit right there.
So it's second and third for Jorge Cantu, who's been one of the leading hitters in the National League with men in scoring position at .397. And he lifts a fly ball into center. Upton in a position to make the catch. Sanchez tags, and he will not attempt to score. Just not deep enough to challenge Upton's arm.
Yeah, and even though the throw was up the line a little bit, I think it still would have been well ahead of Gabby Sanchez had he tried to score on BJ. Let's see if they can save it right here altogether. Save the run here without the Marlins getting on the board first again.
2 outs with 2 men in scoring position for the second baseman, Dan Uggla. Uggla big time power again this year. 14 home runs. That ties him for third in the National League in home runs.
And he will jump on that first good fastball he sees also.
And a breaking ball that stays high. 1 ball, no strikes. Second career start for Jeff Neiman against Florida. Had a no decision against them last May. That's a strike. 1-1. He pitched 6 innings in that start against them last year. Gave up 1 run on 4 hits, and that run came on a home run by Dan Uggla. Inside, 2-1. The Rays eventually rallied for 6 runs in the 9th inning of that game and came away with a 10-3 victory.
Jeff right now trying to get the feel of his breaking ball. You saw a little slider right there. The one before was a spiked curveball.
The 2-1. Foul back, a fastball. It squares it. Single by Sanchez, the double followed by Ramirez.
He hasn't thrown the split yet. Either strike out with that, or if he has a good feel of that curveball, he can go drop one of those on Uggla.
Here we go, 2-2. 2 men on, 2 men out. And a foul ball. He did come with the curveball. Uggla managed to get a piece of it.
Yeah, much better pitch. You see the finger, the spike curveball. The index finger is up. That's a good one. And Uggla just does get a piece of it. Yeah, he can also go up the ladder too on Uggla, much like he did on Coughlin with a fastball.
They'll try the 2-2 pitch again. And a fly ball into left. Crawford on the run. He's there and he makes the catch. Uggla hit a fastball toward left center field, and Crawford raced over there to haul it in. 2 men left on base. No score. Rays coming in to hit. John Jaso is going to lead off again for the Rays as the designated hitter, followed by Carl Crawford and Evan Longoria. The red-hot Carlos Peña hits cleanup in front of Ben Zobrist and B.J. Upton. Kelly Shoppick hits 7th. He'll catch. Sean Rodriguez, also red-hot, hits 8th in front of Reed Brignac.
Another big man on the mound for the Marlins this time. 6'8" Chris Bolstad in 12 starts has a complete game. ERA just about 4.5.
And the pitch to Jaso misses, a ball and no strikes. Jaso at 279 with an on-base percentage over 400, 404. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. And a base hit the other way. A single into left for Jaso. John makes the turn and is aboard to lead it off.
Yeah, he's not going to keep John Jaso down for long without getting a hit. Fastball up, nice short swing. Just takes what the pitcher gives him and goes the other way with it. Nice job.
Now Carl Crawford. Carl at 297 for the year. Pitch misses. A ball, no strikes.
Well, he's already a first catch of the day has saved 2 runs.
Well, every day, every game, the Rays turn in 3 to 5 outstanding defensive plays. It seems.
Kidding. I'm telling you, it's.
Carl tracked that one down. Down to third. Helms to Uggla. One first base in time for the double play. 5-4-3. Started by Wes Helms down at third base.
You really don't see that very often. But Helms was playing up. See, he's on the turf right there, so he's able to get to the ball quickly, get it to Dan Uggla, and they get him by just a stride as Carl's in the air right here.
Carl grounding into a double play for the first time this year.
That's only because Helms was up. Had he been back, they had no chance to turn 2.
And here's Evan Longoria. He looks at a strike. Evan, the 9th leading hitter in the American League. Got a 9-game hitting streak. behind in the count, 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Not a lot of at-bats for the Rays against Volstad. Peña's 1 out of 3. That's a home run. Upton's 1 out of 2. Evan 0 for 3. 2-2 the count.
Well, they're going to see a lot of sinkers. You just saw Volstad throw a curveball way wide of Ronnie Paulino, but a lot of sinkers.
That was a pitch that abandoned him last year. He gave up a lot of home runs a year ago. 29 home runs in 29 starts in 159 innings. 3-2 hit on the ground, shortstop. Ramirez with the throw to Sanchez. So a couple ground balls in the inning. We're through 1, no score. Your Southeast Toyota dealer. You can buy a car that compares itself to a Toyota, or you could just buy a Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward. By Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. Back at Tropicana Field, on to the second inning. Jeff Neiman making the start for the Rays, and he faces Cody Ross, the Marlins center fielder. Opens with a fastball up. 1 ball, no strikes. Popped up foul, and will carry out of play. Shoppa gives it a good run all the way to the dugout, but that ball was out of play.
Well, he got rid of the gear. He was heading for it. He got rid of the helmet, the gear. He was going to jump in at about 10, 15 rows deep to go get that one.
And he made Darryl Cousins run with him just in case.
Yeah. Darryl had a little smile. Might have been in play in Oakland.
That's right. you could be right about that.
Yeah.
2-1.
Is there glare in here? Is that what the...
If there is, Darryl's not affected by it. This pitch sky deep to right field. Zobrist will go to the track, and a step and a half back on the track makes the catch. First out here in the second inning. Let's go to Todd Callis. Todd?
Dwayne, as you know, Jeff Neiman, whenever he goes to a new city, will stand on the mound if it's a new stadium to familiarize himself with that ballpark. But for Jeff, in our Geico quote of the game, he said there's no place like home.
There's something to be said for being comfortable and pitched here enough where I am comfortable, and you kind of get to lay the land. You know how everything's going to feel and how your pitches are going to work and react. So it's worked out all right.
It's pretty humble, working out all right. He has been brilliant here at Tropicana Field. Guys, back to you.
He has indeed, with an earned run average of 188 here at home this year. 6 starts. This is 7th here. Starts Stanton with a strike. The breaking ball down and away. 1-1. The Rays worked Stanton with a lot of breaking stuff last night.
Yeah, they found out against James Shields that, who had a great changeup, of course, even though he got knocked out the other night, that the off-speed stuff has been an issue so far early for Mike Stanton, which is natural for a young hitter coming up from Double-A. He had 21 home runs. I'm sure he crushed every fastball he saw in Double-A.
The 2-1. Fastball up. And it's a 3-1 count.
But it's a period of adjustment in the big leagues. I mean, he's in a good hitter's count right here. He's still got to look fastball for Mike Stanton.
Pitch to the 20-year-old slugger is fouled straight back. It was a fastball. And the count goes all the way to 3-2. Called up Double-A Jacksonville, where he had hit 21 homers and had driven in 52 runs in 52 games for the Suns. Little tap, third base side, rolling foul, and picked up immediately by Longoria. So Stanton will return to the plate.
Pretty good movement on that last pitch right there. Mike Stanton, he's got that overlap there with the pinky off the edge of the knob of the bat, and he's got the little overlap with his right hand too, with the pinky. A little unusual grip right there. Whips the bat right there. Get a lot of glove head speed doing that.
Yeah, down where he is, he's already adopted that power hitter's approach.
Oh boy.
And there's good reason for it with him.
The only thing dangerous about that is on a check swing, or sometimes guys, that knob drives right into your handmate bone. We've seen many a hitter break their handmate bone in their hands.
And a fastball is down. It misses for ball 4. Pretty close pitch, but again, Darryl Cousins is going to make you earn every strike.
Yeah, that's a 3-2 pitch. Like it crossed at the knees. Shopik brought it back up. Foxtrot liked it. Darryl Cousins didn't.
So a runner at first. 1 out. Here's Wes Helms. Helms got a break on a call on a pitch last night to extend his at bat, and he eventually homered in the 4th inning.
Yeah, that was a shame. He got a hanging slider on the 2-2 pitch, but the one before, the slider that Matt Garza threw before, was right there. Should have been a strike 3 looking. Changed the game around too. Made it a 5-3 game when he homered.
And that's a fastball to start him. Strike 1.
Well, after the first game where we didn't see many fastballs into this lineup, the last 2 games we've seen a lot of fastballs in.
That's good.
Try to tie some of these guys up so they don't get extension out over the plate.
Time up and make them a little less comfortable up there.
Right.
Well, the Rays have gone through a period here of facing lineups that love to swing the bats, starting with Toronto and then Texas and Toronto again. And the Marlins have come in here aggressive.
Yeah, these are not work the count type of lineups, that you're talking about there with Toronto and Texas and the Marlins as well. They are jumping on anything early and often.
2 strikes the count to the Marlins third baseman. He's back in over there.
Not a huge lead over there for Stanton. There was a little hesitation in getting back.
Ground ball grabbed by Peña. Rodriguez 1, Peña 2. Peña, Rodriguez to Peña, 6-4-3 on the double play. And the Marlins are finished in the top half of the second inning. More fancy defensive work by the Rays. Inning. Battle for the Sunshine State bragging rights right here. The wrap-up game of this series, the Citrus Series. Brought to you by Checkers. And here is the Checkers double of the game. The double play. Another outstanding defensive job by the Rays.
Already
this time.
Two fantastic plays in this ball game defensively for the Rays. Brainiac to get to it, be able to feed the ball to Rodriguez. And a nice turn again by Sean. Look at this. Flat on his stomach right there. Shovels with the glove. And a strike over to Carlos Peña. Wow.
Now Carlos Peña takes the pitch. That's a strike. Marlins employ the shift. Although the shortstop Ramirez stays pretty much in his spot with Helms moving over on the first base side of second. Ground ball to first. Sanchez will make the play unassisted. One away. And Zobrist on his way to the plate. And in today's game and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Ben Zobrist looks at ball one. Ben hitting .312. Holds it by the mound to second. Hugla makes the play. Couple of ground balls, and that's 4 straight ground balls. Volstad, when he's right, will throw the sinker. And as we mentioned last year, it was an inconsistent situation for him with that pitch.
Yeah, all 5 outs are because of the ground ball. So Rays have to try to, the way you hit a sinker, number one, you try to make him get the ball up a little bit. And number two, you got to stay inside it and go the other way.
B.J. Upton takes a pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. He rolls this one to the shortstop, and Ramirez makes that pick up and throw. 3 ground balls, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the third. No score.
Would have to be Jeff Neiman. You know, he doesn't show it a lot. He's he hides it really well, but he's pretty funny.
We go to the third. No score. Ronnie Polino, the catcher, will lead it off, and then back around to the top side of the order, Chris Coughlin and Gabby Sanchez. On the hill, Jeff Neiman for the Rays this afternoon.
Oh, you wanted to, Darryl.
Yes, he did.
You wanted to.
And there's a little guy on one shoulder and another guy on the other shoulder when it comes to balls and strikes. It's fouled right back over the screen.
That was funny.
1-1.
That was more than a flinch.
Yeah. Come on. Call it a string.
Somebody had a string on that arm like a puppet, pulled it back down.
On their shoulders. That's a ball. 2-1. He has. You're going to have great conversations with Darryl Cousins about balls and strikes. And he says, no. He said, that pitch is off the plate. I'm not widening the plate. He said, that would be cheating.
Oh, really?
That's not a strike. That's a ball. He's very adamant about that. 3-1. And ball 4 is down. Polina draws the walk. Let's check in again with Todd Callis. Todd?
Dwayne, last night we met a couple of unique individuals who are continuing to put time and their efforts in resources to help others around the area. As part of the People All-Stars, and we have one of the other candidates now, the third candidate, Christine Collins. Last night we met Bill Criswell. We also met Charles Castle. Christine's involved with the Pay It Forward Farm. Tell us what that's about, Christine.
Pay It Forward Farm. We're an outreach for single moms and kids over in Pasco County.
And it's Pasco County, Spring Hill, Florida. Tell us about how you got the idea to start this.
Well, the idea actually came to me as a dream, and I just dreamed that I needed to start this farm to honor my own mother, who was a single mom for about 20 years, and we just have gone from there. That I woke up that morning and said to my husband, I want to start a farm for single moms, and we've gone forward.
So single moms can go over there at no cost, organic food, and get products for themselves and their children.
Well, single moms can come and take classes with us, and they can certainly, we have gardens and farming and food, but there is a cost, and the cost is that they volunteer either at our farm or at any charity in the area, because it is to pay it forward.
So they pay their dues by putting the hours in, and then you have this farm that continues to work. And I know that it's a very special thing for you, as you were a single mom and did some great things with your family. Pay It Forward Farm, tell us once again, it's in Pasco County, in Spring Hill, right? And it's open year-round, and people can just show up, but they need to contact you how?
Yes, they can contact us online at payitforwardfarm.org or 813-966-7448.
Payitforwardfarm.org. Also, guys, another website, www.peopleallstars.com. The winners amongst the three candidates here for the Rays will be honored in the All-Star Game in Anaheim, July 13th, seen only on Fox. Voting goes through the 20th. Christine, thank you very much. Back to you, Dwayne.
All right, thank you. There's a wave and a miss by Chris Coughlin. So twice today, Neiman has struck him out. The red-hot leadoff hitter for the Florida Marlins, 0 for 2.
Yeah, and twice on fastballs. He did start him with a change, but the last three pitches were fastballs. This one was a little bit up and away as well. He just swings underneath it.
Now Gabby Sanchez. Sanchez broke his bat and looped a base hit into left in the first. Upstairs with a fastball. Only 7-year-old right-hander Jeff Neiman. Runner takes off. The pitch hit on the ground toward short. Charged by Brignac. Throw to first in time. So the Marlins had the base runner in motion as Sanchez hit the bounder to short. Polino moves into second base.
Yeah, hit and run play right here. I don't think Sanchez would have swung on that pitch otherwise. But another great play by Brignac coming in to pick it and on the run get a strike over there to Carlos Peña. Nice play.
So here's Ramirez with a runner at second base and 2 outs. Ramirez doubled on a fastball in the first inning. Gives him 2 for 4 now, lifetime, against Jeff Neiman. Pitch is up. Breaking ball. 1-0. Fouled away, out of play. Pitch moving away from him, a slider. 1-1.
Yeah, 76 curveball followed by an 85 mile-an-hour slider. Jeff got hurt on a fastball that Hanley hit in that first inning. He tried to go in and didn't get it in enough, and he hit it off the wall.
Pitch stays in. Breaking ball. 2-1.
Still early, but the curveball, the spike curveball, isn't there yet for Jeff. Did throw one good one to Uggla. The other ones have been up. Haven't really had the bite to it yet. Slider's been a little bit better than the curve.
And a ground ball headed toward the middle, backhanded by Rodriguez, and look at that play. Sean Rodriguez, an outstanding play on a ball hit up the middle to retire Hanley Ramirez Three great defensive plays already by the Rays. No score. Television booth. Rich Walls on the right side of your screen, and Tommy Hutton on the left side. And Kevin, apparently, just for one inning, we're going to make a trade.
All right.
But it's remember how they used to just loan players?
Yes,
to
I do. Yes.
That's all we're going to do.
Okay.
Because we're just going to make that loan arrangement. It's not going to be a permanent trade.
I will represent.
Okay, good.
On the other side,
right.
I will represent the Rays. Yep. Absolutely.
We'll have Tommy Hutton coming over here, and I guess that's going to be in the fourth inning.
I think we'll talk a little bit about the defense of the Rays over there.
Oh, yeah.
When I go.
Telling you.
Wow.
Here's Kelly Shopik leading off for the Rays, and the pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
I mean, you could say that that's 4 runs saved on defense already today.
It's a daily or nightly, as the case may be, occurrence by the Rays. They turn in great defensive plays with regularity in every game.
I mean, that was a base hit up the middle. I don't know how Sean got to it, but he showed great range and then got in the air and threw a bullet over there to Peña.
And there's a ground ball backhanded by Ramirez deep short. He has time and makes the play. And so Ramirez turns in an outstanding defensive play for the Florida club.
Yeah, this is a nice play by Hanley. He's got great range also. Crossover step and about 4 strides on the grass. And throws a strike over there.
And he leads the National League voting among shortstops for the All-Star team. He's trying to be the first shortstop in the National League to start 3 consecutive All-Star games since Ozzie Smith started 10 consecutive All-Star games.
Yeah, he's tough.
Breaking ball, and quickly Sean Rodriguez is down in the count 0-2.
He's playing deep. He's playing on the edge of that turf, grass, and the dirt right there. He's short right now. That's why he was able to make that play on Shop, because he was playing so deep. But he's got the arm. Look at him right there. He's got the arm to make up for it from the hole.
Going into the dirt, reflecting off Molino. It's a 2-2 count. And a liner into left. And there's a base hit for Rodriguez. Sean continues to swing a hot bat. Got down on the count 0-2. Worked to 2-2. And then the base hit. Well, Sean, who had 2 hits last night, now has a 14-game hitting streak.
It's a fastball in, and it's not a bad pitch. It's in off the inside corner. Nice short swing. With that stance where he's spread out, he just threw his hands at that one and hit a bullet into left field.
Here's Reed Brignac. He's hitting .303. Pitch is a strike. Takes a good look at that pitch for a ball. 1-1. Reed's had a great stretch, starting 12 of 13 games at shortstop since the injury to Jason Bartlett. Rodriguez back in at first base.
Well, with all the ground ball out so far, Volstad is thinking maybe the Rays will put on a hit and run here. He's got that sinker working today.
And a move to first, and Rodriguez was starting to move over there.
He was going. That's exactly what he was doing. He was on the move. Let's see if they take it off now. You saw the flinch there and hesitation, and he just does get back. It's a pitch out count too. I think they'd probably take it off if they were hit and running. Could have been a straight steal, but the situation here. Let's see. They're going inside.
Rodriguez stays put, and the pitch is a strike in there, advancing the count to 1-2.
Pretty good pitch that ran over the inside corner.
And a swing and a miss. Molino goes down to second, and the ball skips into center field. Rodriguez will wind up at third. Now Brignac is out on strikes, and Rodriguez winds up at third.
Right, Brignac ran, but there's no place to go because the base is considered occupied as he strikes out on the curveball. But Sean Rodriguez had a good secondary lead, and he never hesitated. He took off as soon as he saw that curveball in the dirt. Then Paulino skips it into center field, and Rodriguez heads on to third base.
So the Rays have Rodriguez at third base now as John Jaso steps in. The pitch inside. Rodriguez awarded a stolen base and a move up on the throw on the error. Fourth error of the year charged to Paulino, and the first steal for Rodriguez. That's a strike to Jaso.
Well, he wasn't really on the move until the ball hit the dirt, so hey, we'll take it. I'm not sure how it could be a stolen base, though. He just reacted on the ball in the dirt.
Yeah, he really needs to be breaking.
Pitch. Yeah, it's a wild pitch.
To get a steal, and
should be a wild pitch, E2.
Pitch is popped short center, and Ross comes on. Romero's struggling a bit on that one to get out there, and the center fielder with the better angle. Through three, no score. score. The Rays and the Marlins. Happy to welcome to our booth Tommy Hutton.
Thanks, Dwayne.
From the Marlins television crew. He'll be sitting in this inning with us. Jorge Cantu leads it off, and the first pitch from Jeff Neiman is in there for a strike. Well, Tommy, what is it, 29 years in the booth and 17 as a player for you?
It's been a while, yeah. It's been a while in this great game, and we're seeing great defense. When I passed Kevin in the hallway, I said, let's keep the defense going in this game.
Isn't that fun?
Been terrific.
I'll tell you, every night we see this team make, it seems, 3 to 5 great defensive plays, game in and game out.
I'll tell you the comment that I made last inning, and my partner Rich Waltz wholeheartedly agreed. If you put the Tampa Bay Rays in any division in the National League, because of the way they play and the defense and the pitching, they would be at the top of any of the divisions in the National League as well. They have that good of a ball club.
0-2 the count here to Cantu. Will be followed by Ugla and then Ross. And a breaking ball is lined into left. An 0-2 pitch that was up a bit. Cantu has a leadoff single here in the 4th inning. Well, this team, I have thought, having really cut my teeth on National League baseball, that the Angels probably were the first team in the American League to play National League style baseball. I really enjoyed the way they played, and the Rays have built their club with that template.
Yeah, and I think years ago you could throw in the Kansas City Royals, but I don't think there was that much of a disparity in the way the two leagues played.
Here's Ugla with a runner at first. Upstairs, 1-0. Cantu has extended his hitting streak to 12 with the leadoff single.
But you have two pitchers today. Keep the ball down, get ground balls, work fairly quickly. You're going to get some good defense.
1-1. Yeah, this club really is a reflection of the way Joe Madden, coming out of the Angels system, envisioned when he came here to try to build a club with great versatility and athleticism, and that versatility has led to great depth. I mean, this team right now playing without Bartlett at shortstop, and there's been no defensive fall off at all. There's a fastball in for a strike. 1-2.
They spent all that time, as Joe Madden did, in the Angels organization. It's going to rub off.
You know, Kevin and I were talking last night about the division the Marlins are in, the National League East, and it really is, talk about a competitive division. It seems, if you look at the standings from 1 or 2 days to the next, you could be anywhere from first to fifth, it seems, in a span of about 3 or 4 days.
They're the standings, and what Freddie Gonzalez is hoping for, Atlanta has had a nice run. They have put together a great winning streak. They're on top. New York's been unbelievable at home. The Phillies are struggling. The Marlins have yet to have that streak to maybe get them even a little bit closer.
1-2, and that shot toward left center field. Crawford's there to battle the lights a little bit, but he stayed with it and made the catch. Back to first goes Cantu.
Dan Ugla's picking on the wrong guy. He hit that line drive out in the first inning with a couple of men on base that Crawford was able to pull down.
Let's take a look at our poll question here in the 4th inning. Brought to you by Autoway. Autoway, if you need a car, truck, or van, who are you going to call? Autoway. Call 1-800-SHOP-AUTOWAY. This one appropriate. What do you think of interleague play? Like it? Don't like it? Text your vote to 789-789. The standard message and data rates apply. We'll tabulate that for you. And a broken bat ground ball by Ross to short. Brainiac to Rodriguez. They get that one, but the ball not hit hard enough for anything more than the force at second on Cantu.
I look at it this way, Dwayne. If not for interleague play, you and I wouldn't get this opportunity to work together.
That's right. And, you know, we've been trying to do this for about as long as we've been in the business.
Yeah, I think the last time you and I worked together was doing a national game on ESPN or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yep. So,
but I have my feelings about interleague play.
Yeah.
This is going to sound like a political answer, but I'm ready for it to go away.
Yeah.
I liked it at the beginning. It was fun seeing a lot of the American League teams. But I think I agree with Joe Madden. I'd like to see more of a balanced schedule. And because of interleague play, it kind of throws the scheduling off.
Yeah, it surely does. You know, you get the... and I thought for a long time that baseball was the one remaining major sport that had a semblance of integrity to the schedule. But you get into interleague, and it's difficult, particularly when you have teams battling for a wild card, you have teams battling to win their respective divisions, and yet the weight of their schedule because of interleague could be significantly different.
Here's a great example. The Marlins play the Rays more games this year than they'll play the St. Louis Cardinals, and the St. Louis Cardinals are in the same league.
Yeah. That just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Actually, we see the Cardinals more in spring training than we do during the season.
Yeah. 1-1 the count to Mike Stanton. How about this young guy? We are very impressed with him in just a handful of at-bats. Runner goes. The throw to second is not going to be in time. Ross picks up his 5th stolen base this year in 6 attempts. But tell me your impression of Stanton, having been around him a couple more days than we've been.
Well, we were around him in spring training last year when he was 19 years old, and then this year as a 20-year-old, and to see how astute he is, how he takes notes about the game, he's willing to learn. If he makes a mistake, he won't make it again. That's what his AA manager said. And then you look at him as a physical specimen. 6'5", 6'4", 230, 240.
Yep.
And he's 20 years old, and he's going to get better. And it's going to be fun for us just to watch him mature as a major league.
He got the respect of the Rays in a hurry. You know, last night he saw a steady diet of curveballs and sliders. Just saw a slider for strike 2. It's 2-2 right now. And a ground ball, that's going to be a base hit into center field. Ross will score, so the stolen base is converted into a run as Stanton picks up his 3rd run batted in. And the Marlins take a 1-0 lead.
Well, the Marlins trying to do a little Rays baseball with the stolen base. There's the fastball, and I'm sure Jeff Neiman is maybe going to second guess that fastball instead of the slider or curveball, but he got it up a little bit. And that quick bat of Stanton drilled it into center sharply.
So the Marlins, as they have done in all 3 games, break out in front. This time a run in the 4th inning makes it a 1-0 game. Here's Wes Helms. Stanton back in at first base.
I think what the designated hitter does for Wes Helms, it allows Freddie Gonzalez to get his premier pinch hitter some playing time and some at-bats 3 days in a row.
They move Cantu into the DH, and Helms plays 3rd. Taps it foul. Well, that's always the other discussion, too, when you discuss the 2 leagues, the DH and the non-DH. And I don't know that it's ever going away. There's I think, a heartfelt sentiment that, you know, it's a different brand of baseball with the DH, and a lot of people prefer the National League style, but it's hard for me to think that it'll ever go away.
I don't think it will. I do prefer the National League style, but I think the DH is here for a while.
Helms shoots it to left. Crawford's there to catch it. That retires the side. Florida with a run, a man left. Bottom of the 4th coming, 1-0 Florida. question of the day. Carlos Peña's homered in 6 consecutive games. What's the Major League record for consecutive games with a home run? Carlos due to hit 3rd in this inning. Maybe by the time we get to him, we'll have the answer for you. Crawford, Longoria, and then Peña due up against the young right-hander. Volstad through 3 innings has given up a couple hits.
Right there is a good example, Dwayne, as to why Chris is having a little better success today. That curveball for strikes. He had a little trouble the last few starts with that pitch in the strike zone.
This one is down and in. The Rays have seen just a little bit of him from a year ago, and we'd always heard of him as a guy who had that sinker along with a curveball, and our reports were that the sinker had been a little inconsistent last year.
And that's when he gets in trouble. That's why he gave up so many home runs last year.
1-2 to Crawford. Carl shoots it foul down toward the bullpen. Crawford grounded into the double play, started by Helms at 3rd. His first double play of the year that Crawford has grounded into. Still a 1-2 count. Rays got the leadoff single in the first, ahead of the Crawford double play. Fastball, and he fouls it back. Had a pretty good cut right there. And then Sean Rodriguez extended his hitting streak to 14 with a single in the 3rd. Eventually, the Rays left a man on base in the 3rd. It's off Crawford's foot.
We used to see Dwayne Sean's father, Johnny, all the time in spring training. He was a minor league hitting instructor with the Marlins in the organization show up in Jupiter, Florida, at Roger Dean Stadium. We had a lot of conversations. I remember talking to his dad about Sean when he was in the Angels organization.
Well, he has been a welcome addition to the Rays. Crawford, did he go? On the appeal, he did not. Breaking ball, and he held up just in the nick of time. 2-2. Well, he fits the mold of a Joe Madden type of player. He can run, and we've seen good defense, and he has great versatility. They can use him on the infield or in the outfield, and we've seen what kind of second base he can play already.
Always interested in what a hitter does when he's seen everything. Crawford seen the fastball, the 2-seamer. He saw curve. He saw change-up right there.
And a line drive base hit back into center field.
Usually translates into a good swing.
Yeah. If you see all of those pitches and a variety of pitches as he did in that at bat, he has himself a leadoff base hit.
There's a Fox track telling you where all the pitches was. That one was off the plate, but when you see all those pitches, you have a little better read of the release point and where that pitcher's throwing from.
So Crawford at first. Now Evan Longoria.
Chris Volstad has worked on his quickness to the plate, his move to first, but still a pitcher that runners like to steal against.
A ball, no strikes. Crawford with the lead. Going to move over by Volstad. I was interested to note when I checked out his numbers last year, there actually were 10 runners caught stealing with him on the mound, but a lot of attempts because of that long delivery out of the stretch. Stretch is down.
Yeah, I know it's something that Neiman's worked on too. You get guys that are 6'9", 6'8". Takes them a little longer to unfold to the plate.
Crawford's numbers on the year, 20 of 24 in the running game. He's aboard with a leadoff single. Carlos look at that one down. 3-0 the count to Longoria.
Well, we were talking about Mike Stanton, getting a chance to see him from the ground up. You've had a chance to watch Evan Longoria for
it's really been fun. I tell you, one of the things that impress you, the offense obviously is there. There goes Crawford, and the pitch is a strike. So Carl is in with his 21st stolen base of the year, stealing his way into scoring position. Don't forget, Inside the Rays comes up immediately following our telecast, featuring Carl Crawford and the art of the steal.
Well, I hope he talks about stealing on 3-0 pitches, because that was really interesting. You don't see it too often. And what you saw was Chris Volstad just concentrating on throwing a strike, taking his time to the plate, and Crawford stole it easily.
3-1 now to count to Evan Longoria. And ball 4 is down. The Rays have the first 2 men on. And that's going to bring Carlos Peña to the plate, the subject of our AT&T Mobility Trivia question. What is the Major League record for consecutive games with a home run? Carlos Peña has homered in 6 straight. The answer is 8. Most recently done by Ken Griffey Jr. in 1993. Don Mattingly did it in 87. And Dale Long of the Pirates did it originally in 1956. Home runs in 8 consecutive games.
I was able to witness every one of Don Mattingly's doing Yankees radio in 87. He hit 10 during that 8-game stretch. The only oddity about his stretch is it was broken up by the All-Star break.
So here's Peña with 2 men on, and he takes the first pitch inside. Carlos does have a home run off Volstad. That came last year.
It came on a curveball from Chris Volstad.
And an opposite field shot. Peña takes this one a little close, 2-0.
Nobody worries about batting average with Carlos Peña with the production that he gives.
4th in the league in home runs and 43 runs batted in. Carlos hitting 195 right now. Stepping back.
A little tougher. You see Crawford at the bottom of your screen there. A little tougher for him to get a great jump because Hanley Ramirez is playing over almost up the middle with Peña the hitter.
Carlos out in front, 2-1.
There was a good changeup from Chris Volstad. See how he holds that? Good arm action and a little tail to it.
So the Rays threaten in the 4th with nobody out. And Rodriguez at 3rd with 2 gone in the 3rd inning. Left him. Carlos fouls it back. He had a pretty good fastball to hit right there.
Just a little different look when you see that pitch after the changeup.
Yep.
And yeah, you're right. He had a good pitch to hit. '91. See a hitter foul one straight back like that. He usually just missed it.
So the count advances to 2-2. There to make the catch. Crawford tags and will advance to 3rd after the catch. Put men on the corners with 1 out. You know, a moment ago we were talking about Longoria and having an opportunity to see him from the beginning. And as impressed as you are with his offense, the first thing that impressed me was his defense and his approach. This club went on the road, I think it was to Baltimore. He's a rookie. He was on the field before the game, checking the roll of the ball down the 3rd base line.
Those are things that they've told us Stanton does.
Yeah.
Things like that.
It's great to see a kid come to the big leagues with that kind of forethought and preparation. Now Ben Zobrist.
I remember talking to Don Zimmer around the batting cage when Longoria first got here, and Zim said he'll win Gold Gloves, which he already has.
That's right. Yeah.
And he said more than one.
Zobrist takes a strike around the knees. The Rays, the base hit, steal, a walk to Longoria. Crawford's at third, a move over there on the fly ball. Zobrist hitting .310 on the year right now. 1-1.
This is where Volstad has to be careful and not just totally forget about Longoria at first base. He needs to keep that double play in order.
Well, and that's the other thing about Longoria's game that really is overlooked a lot. He's a very good base runner. And if you don't pay attention to him, he'll steal. He has 10 stolen bases this year. And a move to first. A 1-1 count to Zobrist. Marlins scored a run in the top of the inning. The Rays right back to the threat in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch away. 2-1.
Not many easy outs in the Rays lineup.
And it's a multifaceted group of hitters as well. And there's a strike. Breaking ball that started wide and broke over 2-2. Well, as you well know, in the American League East, you're going to have to score runs. You're going to have to average at least 5 runs a game. And in most cases these days, maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 teams in all of baseball will average 5 runs a game. 2-2. And he just missed there. A fastball missing for ball 3. Take a look at that. That's pretty close.
Chris Volstad doesn't show emotions a whole lot, but I think he really wanted this last pitch. And Box Track says, yeah, had a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about Darryl Cousins. He's got to make sure it's a strike. There goes Longoria. The pitch is popped up. Shallow center. Ugla goes out. Over the shoulder. Makes the catch. And Crawford's coming on. The throw. Not in time. Carl Crawford tags after the catch by Ugla in shallow center. And the Rays tie this game on Crawford's speed.
That's a ball that Cody Ross, the center fielder, really needs to take and take charge of. If Cody Ross catches it, and I think he could have gotten there, but Ugla called him off. If Ross catches it, Crawford probably doesn't tag up because he's a center fielder, a stronger arm, and all his momentum is going to the plate. As soon as Crawford saw Ugla make the catch and backpedal into center field, he scored easily. That's a heads-up play on his part. Zobrist gives him a tap. He got the sac fly.
Yes, he did. His 32nd run batted in right there. Longoria, who was breaking, got back to first. B.J. Upton is the hitter.
Yeah, not too often you get a sacrifice fly on a pop fly to second.
There goes Longoria. The pitch swung on, and this one is lifted into center, not overly deep. Ross there to make the catch. Rays score a run. Tommy, it's been great to spend this inning with you. Tommy Hutton
alrighty, Dwayne.
With us. It's a tie ball game, 1-1 through 4. 1-1. The Rays with a run in the bottom of the fourth. Kevin Kennedy back in the booth with us now.
Did you miss me?
We did. It was Tommy Hutton visited for an inning, and now Kevin is back in. Tony Polino leads it off here in the fifth inning, and he hits a soft liner into center. First pitch fastball and a base hit. And we're happy to be joined by the Rays hitting coach, Derek Shelton. Derek, we appreciate the time here. A couple of things. You know, offense comes and goes, it seems, and recently the Rays are back to scoring runs.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I think it was one of those things we went through that stretch that as a hitting coach, you're really happy with how good your pitching is, because we won a lot of games with low scoring, and yeah, but we've started to score runs again, and you know, we're getting some guys that are starting to get hot again, which is what we need. So it's good. It's good. Volsted's did a nice job today, but other than that, I was happy we scored last inning.
Here's Chris Coughlin. Pitch is in there for a strike. How many sacrifice flies to the second baseman?
Yeah, we're teaching the F4 now. I think the key is you get the fastest guy in the game. I think we got one guy in the game that can score on that, and we have that guy, thank God. So I think Zoe's real happy with the F4 sacrifice fly.
Were you distracted right there by Garza?
No, evidently it's raining in here for some reason, so you know I have to get an umbrella at some point. But yeah,
hey, Derek, got to ask you. There you go. It's really raining now.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how much it's raining.
As long as they don't put bubble gum on your hat.
No, that's exactly right.
That's not allowed.
So coaches. Definitely, there's no telling what's going to go on now. You know, you can tell the respect that I get from our starting pitchers is just uncanny, and these guys got a hit next week, so you know they may get thrown into this GTMI game.
I like that.
You know,
well, you can tell how tight they all are.
Yeah, you definitely can tell the tightness that they are.
How about that pitch to get Coughlin right there, a guy who's been red hot, and Neiman has struck him out 3 times.
Hey, Derek, Sean Rodriguez, got to touch on him. I know what kind of spring he had, and, you know, we saw the start he had when he got some starts. But what's been going on here the last 13, 14 games?
You know what? I think the one thing he's done is, you know, we've changed his setup a little bit, but, you know, he's got some bunt base hits. And I think when you start getting some bunt base hits and you see your average go up a little bit, and, you know, I think that's really important. But honestly, I think the biggest thing is he got that huge hit in Toronto that day. You know, he comes in off Greg and takes a slider away in a game that we come back on, and he gets a game-winning hit. And I think with that, and you know, the other thing we've seen on him is how steady he's been defensively, and it has not affected him defensively. But most importantly, he's getting a chance to play every day. You know, in spring training, you get every day at bats, and then when you become onto a club and you're a utility guy, and you get one every 3, every 4 days, you know, it's difficult to get your flow going.
Yeah, there's a little broken bat, couple of hoppers out to second. Rodriguez makes the play to first, and boy, that ball had a little reverse English on it. Sanchez is out at first as Molina moves into second base. Talk to me, Will, a little bit about B.J. Upton. We've seen a couple of things in his game that seem to be moving in the right direction at the plate.
Yeah, I definitely think he's moving in the right direction. You know, the first night of this series, he put 5 balls on the barrel. And I think that's a good sign. You know, he only got 1 hit, but he hit a ball hard backside with runners at second and third. He hit a ball that went through Helms' legs. He hit another ball as a line out. So, you know, I think he's getting more consistent. You know, we talk about consistency a lot with BJ, and I know I sound redundant at times talking about that, but the more consistent he gets with his setup and his load and getting, you know, the pitches he wants to hit, the better he's going to be. He's been in the leadoff spot, and you know, he's had 3 or 4 walks in that spot. So I think the more he's doing that, the better off he's been. I think we're starting to see good things out of him.
Well, and Derek, it's definitely noticeable too that he's going the other way a little bit more. He also dragged a bunt the other night, which was good to see.
Yeah, you know what? I think the fact that when he uses his speed and when he does things like that, it's going to help. Just like we talked about with Sean. I mean, when you can get base hits like that and raise your average, it's a good thing. And, you know, I think, Kevin, your point there is probably the biggest thing. If we can get him to stay in the middle of the field and use the other side of the field, there's a lot of hits that way. You know, I think we're seeing it with Carlos right now. Another guy, you know, we're seeing him start to drive the ball the other side of the field. And you know,
he's the count here to Hanley Ramirez with a runner at second and 2 outs. This game tied 1-1 in the top of the 5th inning. This one is down. Speaking of Peña and Derek, I would think that you're just sitting back enjoying that as much as we are.
I really am. You know, and I honestly, I mean, you know, he's hit homers in the 6 games, and he's driving the ball the other way. I thought a good sign the other night was in the, situation where he walked in the 9th, where he could have gotten big and gone out of his zones, and he's not. Now that he's been really determined in his strike zone, it's been so much better, and I think that's what's making him better. He's taking better swings, but, you know, when he stays in the zone, he can do special things, as we've seen the last 6 days.
1-1 the count to Hanley Ramirez. And a miss inside. 2-1.
You guys need seeds. I got some.
Yeah, we're going to ask you that.
We do, actually.
Yeah, I can make sure that we get them up to you.
Well, it's good to know that you have people who care that you don't run out of a supply.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just helping out. I mean, it's such a great part of the game that, you know, you're able to do that.
2-1 the count to Hanley Ramirez. And a ground ball tapped to third. Longoria makes the play, and that's going to retire the side. Derek, we appreciate the visit.
All right, guys. Thanks, Derek. Thanks. See ya.
Derek Shelton spending the top half of the 5th inning with us amid all the distractions. We're tied 1-1. Time for the Keep Your Edge Spotlight, brought to you by Just for Men Mustache and Beard. And the Rays defense helping them to keep their edge. Look at this catch in the first by Crawford. Double play started by Brignac. And then in the third, great play by Sean Rodriguez. You can keep your edge with Just for Men Mustache and Beard. Florida with a run in the 4th. The Rays got a run in the 4th, and now they hit in the bottom of the 5th with Kelly Shopping stepping in. It's the first pitch outside. Shopping retired in the 3rd when Ramirez, the Marlins shortstop, went deep toward the hole. Made a nice pickup, and once he got there, he had plenty of time, but a good job of going to his right to field that ball. 2-0 the count.
And he's playing deep again, just like he did last time against Kelly. See him right at the edge of the turf right there.
Now a 3-0 count. A little over 60 pitches now for the right-hander Volstad. 3-1. He picks up the outside corner with that pitch. Full count.
Oh, he sure did. Right on the corner.
foul. Wallstad out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, across the state. Got to the big leagues in 08 with Florida and went 6-4 in 14 starts and 1 relief appearance. Had a 288 earned run average and 9-13 last year with a 521. And that's when he had trouble corralling his sinker and gave up all those home runs. He's really cut down on that home run rate so far this year.
Yeah, he's had a pretty good sinker today, although the last inning did have 3 fly ball outs. Before that, he had a variety of ground ball outs.
And Shopik is out on strikes on a fastball. Second strikeout for Volstad. Experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club. It offers extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club, an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase or for more information. Rodriguez, big one back foul, and that's going to reach the upper deck off to the left and back down again.
Jumping on that first fastball, I like that. Got a fastball up and he tried to lose it in the seats.
There's a strike on the corner, a slider. 0-2. Tried the curveball. 1-2. Again with a breaking pitch, missing, low and away. Yankees have opened a 7-1 lead on Houston now. Count is full.
Yeah, not really surprised. The Astros in New York giving no help. Couple curves, couple sliders.
It's pop foul, a fastball popped out of play. I think Darryl Cousins he's changed the shades.
Well, it's not as bright now as it was 2 innings ago.
Rodriguez hanging in there, fouling off another pitch here, a slider. After getting down, battled his way back. Gone the opposite way of Shopik, who got ahead 3-0, and Volstad came back to get him. And now he walks Sean Rodriguez. Not on for the second time.
Tell you what, those are a couple of tough pitches to lay off of. That last one, good sinker. The bottom fell out. And a couple of those breaking balls were close off the outside corner, but they were balls.
Reed Brignac stepping in. Rodriguez off first base, and he had a little lean to him there. Volstad goes over.
I think Joe Matt would like to get a little run and hit or hit and run situation here. Open up a hole because the sinker's been working so well. A lot of ground balls hit.
There goes Rodriguez. The pitch is a ball, and the throw is not in time. Rodriguez got in there head first, picking up a steal.
Well, that was the run and hit, meaning if Brignac liked it, he could swing the bat, but this ball off the outside corner. And a high throw, and Rodriguez gets underneath it. I'm not sure from that angle Hanley even got a tag on him. Let's take a look here. Close. Very close.
So Rodriguez, who was credited with a steal in the third, it's a steal here in the fifth. Away to Brignac, 2-0. I mentioned at the time he Probably should not have been given a steal the first time around. That appeared to be more of a wild pitch. And,
yeah, because
steal.
He wasn't breaking. He broke when he saw the ball in the dirt. It's like Volsted's trying to get that split grip changeup that he throws. He likes to throw the lefties in this count right here. Yep, that's what's coming.
And Brignac out in front. 2-1.
Yeah, that's a nasty pitch. Looks like a fastball. The bottom falls out. It's 84 miles an hour. You could double up on that if you want. That's a good pitch for him.
And there's a little looper, base hit into left. Rodriguez will stop at third. He had to wait to see if the ball was going to get over the head of Hanley Ramirez. It did for a base hit. Peña just reaching out and serving that one over the head of the Marlins shortstop.
Yeah, he throws a two-seam fastball, but he just threw a great changeup, and I'm amazed when guys don't get the feel of what a hitter's trying to do. Why wouldn't you not double up on that and throw your changeup again? So Brignac gets a hard pitch, 91 two-seamer, and drops it into left field. Now that ball faded off the outside corner. That's a great piece of hitting, but I'm just amazed sometimes how pitchers sometimes don't have the feel for what a hitter's thinking up there after throwing a great changeup.
John Jaso, first and third with one out. Slow it away. 1 ball, no strikes.
If you're going to come fastball in, I get that, but you're going back away hard. The hitters already think, well, maybe it's a changeup, so I'm in contact mode there. That's the other thing you got to think about, the count. The count is 2-1.
Again, Brignac. The bottom half of inning 5. Jack takes it down. 2-0.
Joe Madden may not do this 2-0, but you could hit and run because Volsted's got that sinking movement. He's going to try. He'd probably throw a changeup right here to Jaso. I don't think 2-1 you do it. 2-1 or 2-1 you do it, but probably not 2-0.
And a strike. Fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Might be a good time to do it right here. Hit and run.
Brignac at first. Rodriguez at third. Back in.
Well, Volstad's thinking ground ball, double play, so he's likely to throw that two-seamer here down and away. Change up.
A pitch down, rolling in behind Polino, but a good look by Rodriguez down at third, and he's staying put. 3-1. The 3-1. And Jaso takes it for ball 4. Pitch down. Bases are loaded for Carl Crawford.
I think even John Jaso thought this was a strike. I don't know where that is, but it's not low and it's not in. That ball's right down the middle. That's a strike. Jaso thought so. I mean, where did that miss?
It's really got to be a strike. Well, there have been a couple like that today, and I know a couple on pitches made by Volstad, one or two made by Neiman.
Well, Neiman too. It's gone both ways, but love to see the Rays get the pitch, but really you don't want that to happen to Neiman in the same type of situation. That's why you want consistency both ways, but not consistently bad, consistently good. That's a strike. And maybe he's talking to him and saying, I might have missed that one. I don't know. We'll see. He's chatting with Paulino.
Now Carl Crawford. Carl takes it away. Crawford singled and scored a run in the fourth. Left side, it's out of play. Out of the reach for Coughlin. 1-1.
Had a good fly ball pitch right there, and just a little bit late on it. Good pitch to jump on.
Crawford fights it off, a little dribbler, and the flip to the plate is in time. Volstad came down and got the toss to Paulino. So Rodriguez is forced at the plate.
There's a great play by Volstad with a backhanded flip to Paulino, getting the force, putting his left foot on the plate. Of all places for Crawford to hit it, that's not where you want it, obviously. Jam shot.
So the bases remain loaded. 2 outs and Evan Longoria stepping in. Evan working on a 9-game hitting streak, 0 for 1 with a walk in this game. Low and away. Couple of walks and a single. Rays have Brainiac now at third, Jaso at second, and Crawford at first. That's a strike. 1-1 to count to the Rays' third baseman. There's a shot up the right side, but it's going to be foul. Slicing into and out of the stands. Longoria making a bid for an extra base hit there, but it was foul.
Yeah, that would have been a 3-run double, but Raymond positioned correctly, just missed it with the net.
Good luck, he caught a Marlin. And a chopper to shortstop. Ramirez with the toss to Ugla to retire the side. We're through 5, tied 1-1.
Be the premiere of our Inside the Rays Art of the Steal. We also have another show coming up later on involving Jeff Neiman and Wade Davis fishing. Jeff fished before his two-hit complete game shutout his last time out. We asked him if he did fish before his start yesterday, and here's what he said yesterday.
Yeah, it was tough. I had to do a camp this morning, so I didn't have any time. I'm thinking about going to the Ray tank and maybe throwing a line or two in just to get it in.
I can tell you guys, the Ray tank, all the Rays are accounted for. This is a kid's Sunday, and Jeff did not actually get his fishing pole into the Ray tank yesterday. Back to you.
All right, here's Jorge Cantu, and the first pitch of the 6th inning is a strike. Jeff Neiman, through 5 innings, has given up a run and 5 hits, couple walks, and 3 strikeouts for Neiman. And a high fly ball hit deep to left, down the line, and gone. Cantu hits his 9th home run of the year, and that will give Florida a 2-1 lead.
I'll take a look at the pitch right here by Jeff. It looks a little like a cutter or a slider that just was flat. Just a hanging slider. That's what happens with hanging sliders.
Here's Dan Uggla. Uggla sends one into left center field, and that ball is going to be off the bottom of the wall. Uggla's on his way to second, and that was a curveball that kind of spun up there.
Yeah, Jeff really hasn't had his best spike curveball today. It's a good call, but it did hang up there. You see it's about belt high. First pitch, and Uggla jumped all over it.
Cantu has given Florida the lead, and that's another $14,000 raised to support prostate cancer research. Make a donation. Call 800-798-CURE or go online to pcf.org. Now Cody Ross. Pitch is a strike. Ross scored the run in the 4th inning. First run of the game. The Rays with a run in the bottom of the 4th, and now the Marlins a run in the 6th. And they threaten here with a man in scoring position and nobody out. Oh, 2 the count.
Good location on a couple of fastballs, one in and one away to Cody Ross.
A home run by Cantu, the 9th allowed by Neiman this year. And there goes the bat, a swing and a miss. The bat down toward third, and Cody Ross is out on strikes.
Good 2-strike pitch, good adjustment. Good adjustment by Jeff Neiman. Nice play by Kelly Shopik. Right off the front of the plate, it looked like. Looked like a fastball. The bottom fell out. Quick reaction and a tag.
One out. And here's Mike Stanton, who drove in the run with the base hit, a single into center field in the 4th inning. And a base hit up the middle on a fastball. Fouls one. Strike one. Walk and a single for Stanton in this game. 1-1. Neiman at 80 pitches. The Rays have pushed Volstad the last couple of innings. It's up in the 90 neighborhood right now. It's through the front 5. And a ground ball base hit into center field. Uggla's on his way to the plate. Throw comes through, but not in time. Uggla scores as Stanton drives in his second run of the game. And it's 3-1.
Yeah, Stanton stays on the ball pretty well here. Goes down and uses it, his legs, goes down and gets it. Skips it on into center field. BJ with a aggressive throw. But no chance to get Dan Uggla. And the throw was not too high where Stanton couldn't go to second base.
So the Marlins have put 2 up here. 1 out with Stanton at first. Was Helms the hitter. Stanton is back in. Again, an eye on Stanton over there. The Rays helped Neiman in the early part of this game with some stellar defensive plays behind him. Home run, a double, and a single in this inning. And the Marlins take a 3-1 lead. That's a strike. Neiman did get a double play ball out of Helms in the second inning, and it was Brignac who started that double play, ranging to his left. One count. Here goes the runner, and the pitch is up and in, thrown down. Will skip past Rodriguez, backed up by Brignac. Stanton picks up his second stolen base. It's a 1-1 count to Helms.
This pitch almost got Wes Helms in the head. He turns the right way in toward the catcher. Tough throw for Kelly Shopik. And a good jump by Stanton. Tough throw off balance. Because he was off balance, he threw a cutter down there to second base.
So Stanton steals his way into scoring position. It's high. 2-1. The out came on the strikeout of Ross. Two one, and a shot deep to left, and that one will go. A 2-1 fastball, and Helms hits it out. The Marlins open a 5-1 lead with a 4-run sixth. The second home run of the inning.
Well, I think, as you said, Jeff just hasn't had his best command today. Tried to go away. He missed. The ball ran middle in. And I think really the key for Jeff today is he just hasn't had a very good command of, I should say, his curveball and his breaking stuff. And he's had to rely on the fastball. And the fastball mistakes have been hit.
Here's Ronnie Polino. And that's a strike. This one is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Another $14,000 in support of prostate cancer research. You can donate. With a fly ball into right field. Zobrist is there to make the catch. Two outs, 4 runs home. And Wheeler is up in the Rays bullpen. Here's Chris Coughlin. Coughlin 0 for 3. A breaking ball, and that stays high, 1-0, and that continues to be an issue for Jeff Niemann.
Yeah, he just really has not had the feel for that today. Threw one really good one to Ugla in the first inning, but other than that, it's just been rolling today. The curveball.
Upstairs.
And what happens for hitters, they just eliminate that pitch. They're just looking for one pitch. They're looking for number 1. He's thrown some sliders. They've been okay, but not even that's not been his sharpest.
Foul back. Takes the count to 2-1. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Inside for ball 4. So a walk to Coughlin. He goes to first with 2 outs. Gabby Sanchez is due up, and Jim Hickey heads to the mound. Season underway, but not too late to join the team with Rays season tickets. Ensure the best seats, the biggest savings, and all the great benefits, including postseason opportunities. Visit RaysBaseball.com or call 888-FAN-RAYS now. Houston scored a couple runs. It's now 7-5 New York. Houston hitting in the top of the 6th. They've just gone out, so middle of the 6th in New York. 7-5 Yankees over the Astros. Here's Sanchez. Sanchez had a base hit his first time up. He's 1 for 3. Pitch inside. The 8th hitter to come to the plate in the 6th inning for Florida. Marlins scored 1 in the 4th. And they put a 4 spot up in the 6th inning. This one is foul down the left side. Pitch in on him, and he breaks his bat. 1-1.
And really, if not for the Rays defense, this could be a 9-1 game right now. Jeff's having a rough 6th inning here with 23 pitches. Pitch count at 95. The 1-1 upstairs. The
goes to 2-1. He's tried a number of his pitches, and the command fading on a number of pitches.
It's just one of those games. He's been so good. You know, everybody's human. He's going to have one of those. Just hope to keep it right here. Let the Rays offense battle back.
Inside.
But he clearly doesn't have it. And, you know, Freddie Gonzalez made an interesting move yesterday. He took his starter out early, and the score was actually 5-1 at that time, and they got right back in the game when Helms hit the 2-run homer. So an off day tomorrow. You don't want this one getting out of hand. Keep it right here.
3-1. And a pop-up foul. That's going to carry out a play. And sets the count at 3-2. With Coughlin at first. 2 outs. Runner will be off. And Neiman to the plate. And it's popped up on the infield. Brignac making the call. He's got it to retire the side. 4-run score. Bottom of the inning coming. 5-1 Florida. The Rays have some catching up to do now. A 4-run top half of the 6th has broken this tie. It's now 5-1. Carlos Peña to lead off against Chris Volstad. Peña looks at strike 1. Carlos grounded out to first, unassisted in the 2nd. Hit a fly ball to right in the 4th. Is down. The Rays forced Volstad to a little over 30 pitches in the 5th inning, but did not score.
You're right. That could have been a knockout inning. Crawford up there, 1 out, and the bases loaded.
Pitch inside. Now it's 2-1.
And then Longoria as well, but he got out of it. Now he's got a little cushion.
Freddie Gonzalez in that inning had Jorge Sosa up, and he has him up right now to start the bottom of the 6th. 93 pitches for Volstad. And he Misses inside. 3-1.
I tell you, those are close, aren't they?
They absolutely, positively, definitely have to be strikes.
I think Darryl doesn't consider the black rim around home plate a strike. It's got to be on the white of it, and I mean all of it.
Three and two. Peña fouling a pitch away to run the count full.
Plate's normally 17 inches wide. What do you say about it? 13, 14 inches today? For both sides.
Yeah.
Both sides.
Yeah, it's a close trim.
Like you said, I mean, we prepped that way. That's the way he calls it.
And now strike three call to Peña. It's going to be the third strikeout for Volstad.
Yeah, that's a good changeup right there. Got that strikeout changeup working to lefties.
Well, the Rays and the Marlins battle on the field. You too can battle your hunger with a special offer from Checkers. Log on to Rays page at foxsportsflorida.com. Click on the Big Buford button for a special offer. 1-0 the count now to Ben Zobrist. The strike. Zobrist taking that changeup. Fouls it. 1-2.
Well, I think the changeup's his best pitch today. He's threw a pretty good curveball there, but he's had a good changeup all day.
And a high fly ball back into center. Ross cutting back to his right for it, though, makes the catch. And Zobrist is out, number 2. Just a reminder, be on the lookout for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment coming later in today's game. B.J. Upton takes a pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. Ball, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch. Slow. 2-2. Taylor Tankersley has joined Sosa. Tankersley, the lefty. Now still 2-2 to B.J. Upton. Full count.
BJ's seen everything. He's thrown everything at him.
And he walks him. 4th walk given up by Volstad. Pitches are starting to mount up on the Florida starting pitcher. Kelly Shopik will be the hitter for the Rays. And a broken bat, ground ball to second. Uggla makes the pickup and the throw, and the Rays leave a man at first. We're through 6. It's 5-1 Florida. and Cafe. Available dates going fast. Act now to make your private group reservations behind the Rays bullpen. Call 727-825-3406 or go online at RaysBaseball.com. We move to the 7th inning. Dan Wheeler is the new pitcher for the Rays. Jeff Neiman the front 6. And Wheeler's on for the 27th time.
Yeah, solid numbers right there. A 2.95 earned run average. Batting average against only 185.
Faces Hanley Ramirez in the first pitch. It's a breaking ball. Skips beyond Shopik. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramirez, Cantu, and Ugla, the middle part of the Florida lineup. And a pop-up foul ball that's headed straight back and is out of play. The count is 1-1. Ramirez doubled in the first and then had a great play by Rodriguez up the middle, take a potential base hit away from him in the third. He went out third to first in the 5th. Pitch is foul, a slider. 1-2. Marlins have 5 runs, 9 hits. The Rays are run 4 hits.
The helmet's taken a beating, hasn't it? Pine tar.
Two and two.
Look at that thing. Yeah, that's a lot of pine tar right there. Pitcher likes some of that.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe the pitchers should start wearing helmets.
Yeah.
2 to Ramirez, leading off the inning. And it's high. A fastball, and the count is full.
I wonder if Darryl Cousins work with Joe Westbrook. Probably not, right? Pacing of game.
3-2. This one is fouled right back. Ramirez took a big 3-2 cut.
It's interesting. We saw Jim Wolf. He was pretty tight yesterday, too.
That's right.
Talked about the Matt Garza slider that strike 3 to Helms by every angle, not just Fox tracks. And Garza didn't get the call, and Helms ends up homering 2 pitches later.
3-2 and a base hit off a fastball. Ramirez is aboard. Leadoff single. Just a reminder to go to FoxSportsFlorida.com to vote for the Tampa Bay Rays' top memorable moment that you'd like to see replayed here on Sun Sports. The 08 clincher, the ALCS, the Wade Boggs 3,000th hit. Jorge Cantu. Cantu opened the 4-run 6th with a home run, hit a slider into the seats and left. 2 for 3. And there's a strike. Takes the slider. So Cantu now with a 12-game hitting streak. He chases this one. Curveball. 0-2. Marlins about hit the Rays now 10-4. batters. Ramirez back in. Marlins had 10 hits last night, and the Rays win 6-5. The Rays had 13, and the Marlins with 15 hits in game 1, 14 runs.
They got a pretty good lineup, I think, especially with some of those young guys in there.
Runner takes off. The pitch is popped up foul. It's going to be out of play. Ramirez, who has 9 steals, was on the move. Yeah, they have some pop, and if Stanton turns out to be what they think he might be, and he's showing signs of that, what the Rays have seen in this series.
Yeah.
He's going to certainly be a big addition to this team.
A couple of hits, walk today, steals bases.
Cut a foul ball on a fastball. And to hit the second pitch of the 6th inning out.
That was a little hanging, spinning slider. Mistake pitch. The RBI leaders, though, in the National League.
Yes, he is. He came into the day tied for 4th. Cantu, when he was here with the Rays, showed that he could swing the bat.
Oh, yeah.
Drive in runs. Cantu drove in 117 runs. The runner takes off, a little tap back toward the mound. Wheeler bobbles it, throws backhanded to first to save the out, and Ramirez moves up to second base.
Well, it had that little pool cue spin on it right there. Off the end of the bat. That's why it was still spinning in his glove, and he ends up. Look at that athletic achievement right there. Very nice. Save it right there.
So Ramirez moves into scoring position. Will save the out. And it's Dan Uggla.
You were talking about swinging the bat, Cantu. I mean, that was one of the names, the rumblings I heard in L.A. You know, it didn't come exactly from the Angels, but I know there was some talk out there.
Runner takes off, trying to steal third, and the throw is up. And a steal by Ramirez, a steal of third.
Yeah, he had a huge jump. Kind of lulls you to sleep. Watch, he's still moving his feet. Huge jump right there. Good throw. He might have had a shot at him, but Kelly threw it way up too high.
Well, that's going to force the Rays to bring that infield in a bit. The count here to Uggla. Down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Threatened by the Marlins to add to their 5-1 lead. Way again as Uggla lays off, and it's 3-0. It's Cody Ross on deck. And a fly ball, not overly deep to center, caught by Upton. Ramirez going to try to score, and he does. That throw faded. And Ramirez scores another run. And now it's 6-1.
Hanley Ramirez creates that run. It's the slider 3-0. It's actually a smart pitch because you knew Uggla, excuse me, was going to be swinging. And DJ, I don't think even if it was online, he would have got Hanley this time.
So now a 5-run deficit. And here is Cody Ross. Pitch is down. An opening slider. Ross scored a run in the 4th inning when he reached out a fielder's choice and swiped the base. 1-1. Marlins don't steal a lot of bases, but they made them count today, including the one here in the 7th. And Ramirez got a good jump off second and stole third. They turned that into a run. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the 7th. 2 outs, bases empty. And a breaking ball strikes him out. Curveball. Ross is out swinging. Bottom of the 7th coming. 6-1 Florida. $15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By BB&T, best bank in town since 1872. By Buddy's Home Furnishings, where there's no credit needed and up to 6 months, same as cash. And by Dodge Ram Trucks, award-winning Ram trucks. Plus a new heavy duty, making one of the most powerful lineups in Ram history. 7th inning stretch time at Tropicana Field. 6-1 Florida. Let's go to Todd Callis.
Dwayne, game 3 of 15 straight for the Rays against the National League. And with that in mind, we caught up with Joe Madden before the series and asked him what he thought of interleague play.
I'm really not a fan of interleague play at all. I prefer wait till the end of the season. World Series, you see them for the first time. You get to meet them during an all-star game, that kind of stuff. I mean, I would prefer that we just play American League teams all year long. I don't, when you get away from, a big part of what we do is preparation and knowing the other side. And when you come into these uncomfortable moments where you don't know the other side, and then furthermore, you got to go manage a National League game, although we kind of do that a little, we actually did that last night here. But it's still an uncomfortable moment. I still prefer head up, American League, more balanced schedule, play everybody a more equal amount of times, and let the National Leaguers show up for the World Series.
So with that in mind, we bring you our Ottaway text poll question of the night. You know how Joe Madden would vote. What do you think of interleague play? Simple enough. TB1, do you like it? TB2, do you not like it? Text your vote to 789-79. Standard message and data rates do apply. Brought to you by Ottaway. If you need a car, truck, or van, call 1-800-SHOP-AUTOWAY. Guys?
All right, Todd, thank you very much. Well, Joe Madden's I'm not necessarily a proponent of this interleague play. Tommy Hutton and I had a little conversation about that, and he thinks it's run its course.
I think so too. I agree with both of them. I've never been a big fan of it. I know the fans, according to MLB, say they want it. Attendance is usually up 10%, but for the reasons Joe said, I absolutely agree.
There's a strike to Sean Rodriguez from Taylor Tankersley, the new pitcher. Volstad worked 6, gave up a run on 4 hits. Pitch is outside. The Marlins have had a little trouble getting the game to their closer. And so if the Rays are going to strike, this would be the opportunity here in perhaps the 7th or 8th innings. One and 2 the count. Inside, 2 and 2. Lance Cormier's up in the Rays bullpen. And a liner. That's a fair ball. Headed back beyond the bullpen toward the corner. Rodriguez on his way to second with a double. He's on for the 3rd straight time in this game.
Well, I tell you what, that's the one positive coming out of this game. Sean Rodriguez continues his hot hitting. He's getting that batting average up there. Fastball, middle in, and he just turns on a quick, short. Look at the weight transfer and the balance head to the back knee. That's really important right there. Not getting out front with the weight transfer. He just lifted the front foot and just set it right back down. Creates good bat speed.
There's Reed Brignac. It's inside, 1-0. Brignac had a base hit in the 5th. Away, 2-0. The Rays had an opportunity in the 5th when they left the bases loaded. The Marlins came right back with 4 in the 6th and tacked on another run in the 7th. The Rays trying to build something in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brignac, good look. 3-0 the count to Reed.
This is what will make any manager frustrated and scratch his head. The 5-run lead, your pitcher can't throw strikes. Speaking of Freddie Gonzalez, you can see it. You can see the look on his face right there.
And a strike call makes it 3-1.
They'll take another one if you're Reed in this situation. Get a couple base runners on them. Make him throw 2 more strikes.
Yeah, Tankersley was in the game here Friday for a 3rd of an inning and walked 2 men.
Yeah, I'd take another pitch here.
And that's a strike.
It's all right. It's good thinking. Make him do it 3 times in a row. Going to throw you a fastball. 5-run lead.
Full count to Brignac. And he shoots it foul up the right side, pulls it out of play. top of the order, John Jaso is on deck. And there's ball 4. So a double and a walk, and the Rays have the first 2 men aboard in the bottom of the 7th inning. Randy St. Clair is on his way to the mound. Reminder, kids, this summer enjoy the magic of baseball. Learn how to play the Rays way at the Rays baseball camps. They're presented by the St. Petersburg Times. Camps are open to all children ages 6 to 13, and each camper receives tickets to 4 select Rays games and other great gifts. Visit RaysBaseball.com to sign up today. Tankersley on has given up a couple of base runners. And John Jaso has a single and a walk going today. Officially 1 out of 2. He lifted a fly ball to center field in the 3rd.
He's got 2 more hitters to face, maybe, depending on what he does with Jaso.
And he throws Jaso a strike. Now, St. Clair's conversation was directly to Tankersley.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was about throwing strikes. He threw that one right down the middle. You know, the other night he didn't throw strikes. He pitched around the plate. He didn't want to pitch to contact.
It's outside. 1-1.
Don't show your big league manager you want to throw strikes in these situations. You won't be up here long. You won't be in these situations. I don't care if you're lefty on lefty or not.
Jaso takes a strike. 1-2. So fouls that one. Slider on 1-2.
Got a souvenir sitting in the right spot.
Houston batting in the top of the 8th, down to the Yankees 9-5. Rays are down 6-1 in the 7th inning. Strike 3 call. Jaso caught looking.
Darrell Cousin hasn't called this all day long.
Wow. How does all of a sudden he call that a strike?
I don't know. That's what fooled Jaso. Look how far outside that ball was. And even Paulino's trying to bring it back in to make it look better. But wow, my goodness. He's had a tough day back there for me. Wow. I'm sorry. I got to say it like I see it.
Well, here's Carl Crawford. And he swings through this one, strike 1. Well, the difficult thing is a guy who is maybe the most difficult umpire to get to call a strike would call a strike on a pitch that far out.
And you got a kid that's all over the place, so you're giving him the benefit. And, you know, you had Neiman and you had Volstad who were both making good pitches and not getting anything, any calls.
2, a fastball. Well, it counts 2 strikes now.
Gave the kid a lot of confidence after getting that call. Now he's feeling good about himself. The problem is Jaso has as good an eye as you want to see on the ball club, and the strike zone has been tight all day, and all of a sudden you open it up with 2 strikes in a crucial situation, really, for the Rays, and clearly you saw it was a ball.
Crawford down. Pops it up. Foul ball left side. Helms hustling over. He will have a play, and he makes the catch. So 2 outs on the call, 3rd strike, and the pop foul. 2 on with 2 outs. Longoria's due, and Freddie Gonzalez will come out to make a pitching change with the right-handed bat of Longoria coming up. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all.
It really is.
Transmitted in any form, and all accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, the Rays put the first 2 men on base. They're still there now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ryan Sanchez is the new pitcher, making his 18th appearance.
Well, 2 big outs by Tankersley. We talked about the pitch to Jaso, and then Crawford ends up popping up. The makings of a nice inning. We'll see what Evan can do.
Longoria 1 for 3 lifetime against Sanchez, and the pitch is a strike. Sanchez, 31 years old. Went to school at Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas, originally drafted by Kansas City. 1-1 to count. It was 4-2 in 47 games last year with the Marlins. Now a ball, 2 strikes. A fastball. Two and two.
Keeping everything away from Evan. A couple fastballs and a couple sliders. Trying to make him hit it to the big part of the ballpark. It's like Paulino's setting up in now, but now he's going back out.
And there's a fly ball lifted towards center. Ross on and makes a diving grab to retire the side. Rays put 2 on, but leave them that way. We're through 7. It's 6-1 Florida. this afternoon. Lance Cormier becomes pitcher number 3, making his 24th appearance.
Yeah, 3.96 earned run average. Batting average against a little high at 297. And I was just thinking about this Marlins club. I mean, they're 4th in the league in hitting, and this is a winnable division.
Oh yeah,
they get some pitching help at the end there to get the ball to Nunez. They could be interesting. National League East, because the Phillies are not playing that well right now. We're going to see Atlanta soon. They're playing very well. But everybody's within about 5 games of each other.
Mike Stanton takes the pitch down and away. 1-0. Stanton has been on base 3 times and has driven in 2 runs. One and one. Yeah, but the National League East, we touched on it last night. From day to day, a couple of days, you could go top to bottom almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's even the Nationals, who are winning 9-2. That's a Strasburg game today. I think he got taken out in the 6th, but he still is due for the win. Strasburg, I looked at he walked 5 today. I think he struck out 8. But it makes them interesting too in the National League East.
1-2 the count to Stanton. Two. Right now, Atlanta up by a game and a half on New York. He's 3.5 back ahead of Florida and Washington. So they're bunched up there.
They really are. And Washington, if they win, they'll pick up that half game we're talking about. Back to 5.5. Of course, Atlanta's winning 7-3. So stay the same, but Atlanta's not going to be an easy club either. You know, Joe was talking about interleague play, and I agree. I mean, you're not familiar with the National League clubs.
And a pitch inside. A leadoff walk here in the 8th. With the 4th walk issued by Rays pitching. Well, as you know, stealing bases a valuable asset for the Rays. And tune in, Joe Madden will discuss why the Rays do it and how it affects the other team. And Carl Crawford will demonstrate examples of how he takes leads and slides into second base. You don't want to miss the art of the steal on Inside the Rays coming up immediately following our coverage here. The art of the steal. Wes Helms. The pitch is wide. And Shopping will have a little visit here with the Rays right-hander Cormier. It has been a plodding pace throughout the afternoon.
It really has, yeah. You can't blame all that on Darryl Cousins. He just hasn't been great command overall from anybody out there on the mound. Both sides.
Walk to Stanton. 1-0 the count to Helms. That's a strike. Off day tomorrow for the Rays, and Tuesday night will be David Price to start the series in Atlanta against the Braves. The Rays will have David Price, Wade Davis, and James Shields due to pitch that 3-game series against the Braves. Double play ball. Brignac, Rodriguez, Peña. 6-4-3. That erases the leadoff walk.
Well, speaking of good rookies, we just saw Mike Stanton here for 3 games. Nice turn. Routine 6-4-3 double play. When the Rays go to Atlanta, they're going to see Jason Hayward, who's a big left-handed strong Rookie of the Year candidate also for the Atlanta Braves. Some good young players coming up in the game today.
There's Polino. That's a strike. Curveball. Polino has walked and singled 1 out of 2. Has his season's average over 300. It's low. 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. Ball drops low. 2-2.
Pretty good pitch. Wow. I'd like to be a hitter with him behind the plate.
And now full count. 2 outs, base is empty. 3-2 to Polino.
If MLB's talking about pacing a game, they ought to take a look at this one.
And Polino walks.
You gotta be kidding me. That is just awful. I'm sorry. It is. In fact, you know what? I'm not sorry. That's a strike.
Well, every pitch
it's a strike.
Every pitch that Cormier threw was a strike.
Everyone.
Every pitch he threw in that sequence. And the at-bat to Polino were strikes.
MLB,
and yet he walks.
MLB, you got to stand up and take a look. They want to talk about pacing of game. You got a runner at first base that should be getting his gear on right now.
Hickey taking an extended period of time on the mound. Coughlin's going to be the hitter.
No, he wasn't going to take the bait. And, really, if you want to argue, that's Joe Madden's job to go out there and do that if he wants to argue. But he's not going to argue. He's seen it already at this point.
So now Coughlin, and the pitch to him is down. So Stanton walked. He was erased on a double play. Polino walked. Balls, no strikes.
The problem is that a lot of the people in the game will say, oh, these are good umpires because they want to be politically correct. Well, you know what? Some of them aren't good umpires anymore.
Yep. And there's ball 3.
There's a good umpire right there. Now, he made a big mistake, Jim Joyce, a couple of weeks ago, and he admitted it. And he went and apologized on the would-be perfect game to Armando Galarraga. But he's always been a good umpire. I've always liked Jim, but wow.
A 3-1 count to Coughlin. Three and 2. Cutter. And it's a full count. Coughlin has struck out 3 times. He's walked. Polino will be off with the 3-2 pitch at first base. And a foul ball. Cormier, the third Rays pitcher. Neiman 6, Wheeler 1, and now Cormier. And ball 4 is down. So Coughlin draws the walk as Polino moves to second.
Well, here's another pitch. Is it low? Crosses the plate. Pitch track says right at the knees. It's not where you catch it. It's where it crosses the plate.
So Cormier will depart as Joe Madden comes out to make a pitching change. Back in a moment. Trucker van, who you gonna call? Autoway. Call 1-800-SHOP-AUTOWAY. By Checkers, little place, big taste. And by Tobacco-Free Florida. Escape the addiction of tobacco. Be free. Visit FloridaQuitline.com. Back at Tropicana Field here in the 8th inning. Joaquin Benoit will be the new pitcher for the Rays with a couple men on base and 2 outs. Gabby Sanchez is the hitter. Molino's at second, and Coughlin is the runner at first. Benoit's pitch, and that's a strike. So 2/3 of an inning for Cormier and 3 walks. And the difficult side of that is that the last 2 guys he walked, Polino and Coughlin, he really struck out.
Yeah, Lance wasn't deserving of that. You're supposed to pitch down in the zone at the knees, and that's exactly what he did.
And a little number by the mound, charged by Rodriguez. Throw to first in time to get Sanchez. That retires the side. 2 men left. We got to the bottom of the 8th. 6-1 Florida.
Folks, we've got a great group here from the U.S. Postal Service. They had a special deal today where they got the Black Rays t-shirts and tickets to the games. We had over 1,000 people from the U.S. Postal Service at the game today. Thankfully, guys, there's no mail service on Sundays, but these people will be sorting and delivering the mail all throughout next week. Back to you.
All right, Todd. Well, that was a lively group out there.
They're having a good time.
That seems to be the case wherever Todd goes. Well, we move into the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, with all those walks in the top of the 8th, it really became somewhat distressing. But the Rays got out of that without giving up any more runs. And you're just glad for Cormier that there were no runs charged to him, because he made better pitches than he got credit for.
Well, I'm glad somebody swung the bat.
Yeah, really.
Otherwise, it'd still be going on right now.
Now Carlos Peña leads off, and the pitch is inside to Carlos. Peña is grounded out, flied out, and was called out on strikes in the 6th. Facing Brian Sanchez. Carlos, as you know, has been on this home run binge. 7 home runs in his last 6 games. He's hit home runs in 6 consecutive games. The record is 8 in a row. Dale Long, the first man to do it with Pittsburgh. Don Mattingly did it with the Yankees. Ken Griffey Jr. did it as well. And a ground ball. Diving stop, Sanchez, and off the mound to cover Sanchez. Sanchez to Sanchez. 1 away in the 8th.
Yeah, Gabby making a nice play, ranging to his right. And a nice underhand flip. That's a nice play.
It's going to be Ben Zobrist.
Ugla would have been there anyway, looked like, but that's a nice play.
A strike at the knees. Ben drove in a run with a sacrifice fly that was actually caught by the second baseman Ugla. Short center field. 1-1 to count.
A good dip on that changeup. A lot of movement.
And a tapper foul, 1-2. Takes one too low. 2-2. Well, the Rays had a bases loaded opportunity in the 5th inning, but could not cash in. They have just the 1 run. And a full count to Zobrist. Strike 3 called, and Zobrist wondering about that call. Wow.
Well, you never know, really.
Let's take a look at pitch track.
How about that ball off the outside corner over the white line of the batter's box, which means it's 6 inches outside. I don't get it. Ben, you're right.
Wow. I mean, that when you look at what were pitches called balls in the top of this inning, and you look at the Jaso called 3rd strike in the 7th and the called 3rd strike to Zobrist in the 8th. Wow. I mean, what's the variation?
I don't get it. You know, in actuality, the changeup that was called a ball was probably a better pitch. That was too close to take. But once Ben took that one, I mean, certainly that last pitch he thought was away.
Yeah, the last pitch. I mean, if you track that's never a strike. All the way. Two and one. Ground ball to short. Scooped by Ramirez, and the throw to first, and the Rays are out 1-2-3. We go to the ninth. It's 6-1 Florida. Florida leading 6-1. And Hanley Ramirez will open the ninth. Joaquin Benoit on the hill for the Rays. He got the last out in the eighth. A ground ball out of Sanchez. And the fastball comes in too high. 1 ball, no strikes. We were just talking between innings here. It's not a matter of affecting the outcome of the game.
No, nobody's blaming that.
It's just not good.
It's just bad. I mean, Benoit had a smile. I mean, he painted the outside corner.
2-1. And 2 is due next. And Ugla. Ramirez with a couple hits, a double and a single, and a run scored today. So the count goes to 3-1. takes a walk. The 7th walk given up by Rays pitching. Let's go to Todd Callis.
Dwayne, it is 6-1, as you know, in the 9th inning, but there's another game that a few of the Rays have an interest in after this one. It's in a rain delay. It's the Super Regional between Vanderbilt and Florida State, and there's a lot of pride on the line, and maybe even a little bit more for David Price, obviously representing the Vanderbilt Commodores, and the trio of Tom Foley, Randy Choate, and the adopted team of B.J. Upton, Florida State, on the other side. So they're going at it back and forth during this series as Cantu pulls one foul. The other thing with Price going on, guys, is he cannot wait to head to Atlanta for his next start. He'll be starting Tuesday night. Not only is he looking forward to it because he went to Braves games growing up and David Justice was his favorite player, but his parents have 3 busloads of fans coming in from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, almost 300 people wearing those Price 14 shirts on Tuesday night. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, those guys who are concerned with the FSU Vanderbilt game will be happy to know that apparently the weather is getting better and they're about to remove the tarp. Tom Foley, that shot we had of Price, he didn't appear to be too concerned at this point.
No, he's relaxing, eating his seeds.
Just down 2-1. But he will have a large contingent in Atlanta. These folks are great people. They're really personable, and you can see a lot of David in them. The way he conducts himself. This is outside.
Well, I want to see David versus the young phenom Jason Hayward, left-hand hitter.
Yes. So that's going to be an interesting series. Price will open it Tuesday night, looking for his 10th win. He's 9-2 going into that game. Cantu lifts it up the right side, foul. So that runs the count full.
You stay late, you get a souvenir.
Perseverance once again paying off.
I know the pace hasn't been great, but they hung in there.
Yep. Runner at first, nobody out. 3-2, the count to Cantu. Fouls this one back.
I wish he would have taken that. I would have been curious on that.
Just to see.
Yeah, just to see at this point.
Marlins' second baseman is on deck. Upton follows Cantu. Runner goes. 3-2 is popped up, foul ball again, and that's going to be out of play. Been Neiman and Wheeler and Cormier and now Benoit. Randy Choate is up in the bullpen. Try the 3-2 again. The runner going, and it's popped up again, this time on the infield. Brignac is there to make the catch. That's the first out in the top of the 9th inning. Now it's Ugla. New York beat Houston 9-5. So again, the Rays see their lead down to a half game, and they are down 6-1 in the 9th inning.
Well, at least Boston got beat. Philly's got one.
It was pitched to Ugla as a ball outside.
Toronto's losing in the 5th, 7-3.
2 balls, no strikes. The Rays here in the 9th in the final game of the homestand. Took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays, and right now in danger of losing 2 of 3 to the Marlins. With the Rays held to just 1 run, they've scored those 45 runs over their last 6 games coming into this one. Upstairs,
well,
3-1.
They missed their 1 inning. They had a chance to knock out Volstad. That was in the 5th. The bases loaded, 1 out with Crawford and Longoria up. That was a killer right there, not getting anything across. 1-1 game at the time, and then after that, Neiman gave up 4 in the 6th.
Full count. 3-2.
There's always a couple of momentum changes in a game, and that was it. The middle of the game was it for the Rays today, so far at least.
With the runner going, the pitch is fouled away. Fastball from Benoit. Well, unless the Rays can put together a major comeback, it would appear that Carlos Peña and his streak of hitting a home run in 6 consecutive games will come to an end. He's hit 7 of those 6. And the pitch is a strike call, and the throw down is not in time. A stolen base for Ramirez and a deliberate call by Cousins on the call, 3rd strike of Ugla.
Well, take a look. This pitch, it's right there. Crosses the middle. Kelly, another high throw. Good throw. He's probably got him. He got that ball down.
Now it's Cody Ross. Goes after the first pitch fastball, fouling it back. Five of the last 6 Marlins hitters have had some variation of a 3-ball count. All of them in this inning. One strike to count to Ross. 2. Change up.
That was a nice one there.
Of it to stay alive. One of those days for Jeff Neiman when he just wasn't quite as sharp as he's been for a long, long time. He has been remarkable.
Yep, he really has. And he was fighting through it. I mean, he knew he didn't have his best command. He was fighting through it the best he could.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Of course, the defensive help in the first few innings really helped keep the game at 1-1 there.
Slider, and so Ross is out on strikes. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's 6-1 Florida.
Following our Rays Live postgame show, it will be the premiere of our Inside the Rays, the Emmy Award-winning Inside the Rays. This time it's the Art of the Steal with Carl Crawford heavily featured. That'll be immediately following the postgame show today. And in that postgame show, we will hear from Joe Madden and also tell you the results of our Ottaway text poll. Guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, well, here we go into the bottom of the ninth inning. You don't want to miss the Art of the Steal coming up. You've done a great job with that edition of Inside the Rays. Leo Nunez, the new pitcher. He's their closer. In here to get some work. And there's a strike, the first pitch to Kelly Shopping.
Yeah, that's one of those trades that really worked out for Florida, getting Nunez from Kansas City. Don't get hurt. Got him in that Mike Jacobs deal.
Hey, Griff.
1-1 to count. Rodriguez next, and then Brignac. Rays need some base runners trying to get back in this thing. Up for their last shot. Shopping. Check. 2 balls and a strike. Nunez last worked 3 days ago in the Philadelphia series. 1 inning, gave up a hit, picked up a strikeout. 2-2.
83 with some sink to it.
A 2-2 count. And strike 3 call. One away here in the ninth. Let's take a look at this afternoon's Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment. Yeah. Eric Shelton there during our conversation with him. Under attack.
Didn't bat an eye either, though.
Maintained great presence. There they are. And Derek Shelton, no worse for the wear, but constantly looking over his shoulder now. A strike to count on Sean Rodriguez, who has extended his hitting streak to 14 games now. And he has another hit. He's 3 for 3 with a walk in this game. Boy, he's making the most, taking advantage of playing time.
Well, he's a real positive coming out of this game. Again, almost a no stride, just good weight transfer from the backside to the front and then quick hands. Batting average is climbing. Before that at bat was 282.
Here's Reed Brignac. The strike at the knees.
Gets Sean up to 288. Wow, what a rise. 14-game hitting streak. How about his defense again?
Well, his defense continues to be superb. He's shown great range. He's shown a great ability to start difficult double plays. He's shown the ability to turn difficult double plays under heavy pressure. Two and one. And he's thrown in the 14-game hitting streak for good measure.
Yeah, he and Reed Brignac have been quite a combination with Jason Bartlett now, both offensively and defensively.
Reed fouls it out of play. Two and two. Jason Bartlett, he's scheduled to play a couple of games with the Durham Bulls and then join the club in Atlanta. Ground ball. Ramirez steps on the bag and fires to first. They get the double play, and that ends this game. No runs, a hit, and nobody left for the Rays in the ninth inning. It's a 6-1 final as the Florida Marlins take this series, winning 2 out of 3, and the Rays will finish the homestand with 3 wins and 3 losses. And for the first time in over 51 days, the Rays are no longer in first place all by themselves. They are now in a tie with the New York Yankees. Their record is 40-23, and the Yankee win allows New York to catch the Rays in the standings in the American League's Eastern Division. Coming up next, Rays Live, the postgame. For Kevin Kennedy, Todd Callis, and Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast, if not the outcome. Again, the final. Marlins 6, the Rays 1. We'll see you on the postgame.